Yo, this beat is fire. This fucking beat is fire. What up? Gagged greetings. Shout out to everybody in the room. We're about to go in. We're about to go up. There's nowhere to go but up. We've been to the bottom. There's nowhere to go but up. Yo, listen. Hold on. Time out. Make sure, just let me know if y'all can hear me correctly, because I'm a little bit turned up. But so the fuck what? You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why I'm doing this, because somebody asked me to actually get this information. We're talking about epigenetics. It's epigenetics 101. We've been suffering from intellectual starvation. So I'm going to make you an intellectual sandwich this evening, and we're going to eat. You see what I'm saying? Yo, is it too loud? Am I cool? Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, if I'm good. They say I sound like that HOV. Okay. Somebody's in tune. Hold on, let me go back. Let me run that beat back. You like that, don't you? Yeah, you like that. Had to dig in the crates. You see what I'm saying? Had to dig in the crates. What up? See my brother Corn here? What up? What up? What up? We about to get this shit the fuck in, man. And I'm gonna help. Like, you know, to those who wanted to know, you know what I'm saying? I had somebody ask me specifically about this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You already know it's that HOV. You already know. HAVOC. What up? We're gonna let everybody get in the room. Matter of fact, let me give you some bars real quick. Since we got this splendiferous beat on, let me give you some bars real quick to bypass a little bit of time so everybody can come in the room. Especially, you know, the brother who hit me up and wanted me to get his download. You know what I'm saying? To break bread on this epigenetics thing. What is it? What does it mean? How does it apply to us? How can we use this information to get power? You know what I'm saying? How can we use this information to empower ourselves? Yo, this beat is sickening. It be the drugs, murder, crime and disease, food, medicine, school and TV. All that lower self shit, just let me be. Yeah, I just want to be free from the drugs, murder, crime and disease, food, medicine, school and TV. All that lower self shit, just let me be. Yeah, I just want to be free. Yeah, I just want to be me. Yeah, yo. Everything that God made like it's supposed to be. They got us thinking that we gotta pay for groceries. Clothes, the food, and the water's owed to me. Hey yo, my birthright was stole from me. They got us programmed straight out the ovaries. In the spiritual war, I'm like a soldier bee. Got my kundalini up like a cobra bee. Yeah, come talk to me like Jodeci and get your mind blown. Blow, brain on a whole nother time zone. Wow, still sharp and still like the grindstone. Infinity to infinity, been it, but I ain't in it. And the right here ain't changed from the beginning. Church say I'm sinning, but they the ones who getting all their money from their women and children. Running the scheme, they selling the dream. All my people got vacant esteem. Yeah, it be the drugs, murder, crime, disease, food, medicine, school, and TV. All that lower self shit, just let me be. Yeah, I just want to be free from the drugs, murder, crime, disease, food, medicine, school, and TV. All that lower self shit, just let me be. Yeah, I just want to be free. What up? The fuck is up? Yo, we need air to breathe, but they cut down trees. When you lay down with dogs, then you wake up with fleas. And the planet temperature raising to higher degrees. It's like we got college and Masonic degrees. 360 of these, ain't no tricks in my sleeve. Properly planned prior, perform, piss poor performance. In the beginning, everything was dormant. Yeah, until we trouble the primordial water, the source, turbulence will tide the word, the force, the soul is immortal, even the devil play his role. So play your part, see the bridge, pay your toll from the drugs, murder, crime, disease, food, medicine, school, and TV. All that lower self shit, just let me be. Yeah, I just want to be free from the drugs, murder, crime, and disease, food, medicine, school, and TV. All that bullshit, man, just let me be. What up? What up? The fuck is up? We about to get this shit in. Yeah. My metaphysical bars, they got me high as the stars. A nigga sicker than SARS. I hit you hard as a car, pluck you like a guitar. My Leo was in Mars. Woo! Yo, what up? Gagged greetings. Listen, what's poppin'? You know what I'm saying? Peace, shalom, hotep, assalamu alaikum. What else we got? Hola. What up? I want to acknowledge everybody in the room right now. Alright? So we're talking about epigenetics. Epigenetics. Somebody asked me specifically to talk about epigenetics. And I was just making sure that person got in the room so we can have this dialogue adequately. You know what I'm saying? I want to properly address this because this is the problem. We've been starving. You know, we've been going through intellectual starvation. Intellectual starvation is a big problem, and a lot of us is, suffering because of intellectual starvation, and it just so happens that people now, being in the information age, are actually grabbing the information, grabbing hold of the information, digesting it, and being able to articulate it in a way that we can understand it on many different levels, Like, man, I done been like, this shit is crazy, I done been to jail. I done been shot at. I done been in the streets, man. I done had money. I done not had money. Like, I done had both worlds happen to me. Real rap. So my level of interpretation, I can relate to a lot of different people. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have this bill right now. Anybody have any questions, anything to add? Leave a comment. Let me know. I already know I got some ringers in the room. We got some of the most intelligent people on the goddamn internet in this room right now. Like, it's no jokes in here. So I'm going to be coming with some bleeding edge information. Like, this is the bleeding edge of where we're going. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be levels. I'm going to start off at the basis, and then we're going to break it down. I'm going to make sure I integrate what I'm talking about with what is epigenetics. How can us knowing about epigenetics empower us, right? And where can we see this taking place right now? Like, where can we see this? And I'm going to show you all of this right now, all right? So, boom. First off, epigenetics. Dissect the word. Dissect the word. Oh, where my pen at? Okay. Dissecting this word, right? It's a compound word. Epi, like above, like epicenter, epidermis. Epidermis is the top layer of skin. It's on the outside, the epidermis. Epic, above, big, like the outside, the exterior. Epigenetics. So above genetics. Genetics, we're talking about genes. Genes is talking about DNA. And where do we find DNA? Okay, let's go. Let me show you. Because I made a little presentation right here. Pardon me. And then we get into, biology. I don't want anybody to get afraid because this is not something that we commonly talk about. Like, somebody that look like me don't commonly talk to you about biology unless you're tuned into this frequency. You know what I'm saying? Usually somebody that looks like me, two brothers that look like myself, we're going to get together and talk about the fucking game or talk about some fucking hip-hop bullshit or talk about some other crazy shit. But, that's not going to help us in any way, shape, or form progress ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to help us fight these preventable diseases that's kicking us in the ass, like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure. All of that shit going to come from talking about what we're talking about today. All right? So we're talking about epigenetics. Epi meaning above. Genetics meaning genes. We're talking about genes. We're talking about DNA. And this is where you can find DNA. Right? We're talking about cells. Cells. Cells are in two categories. Eukaryotic cells, right? And these are cells that have organelles and a nucleus. And prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells have no organelles, you know what I'm saying? And they don't have a nucleus, but they do have genetic material. These are single cells, like a paramecium. That's a single cell organism. So we're not talking about single cells right now. We're talking about human or animal cells, because we are animals technically. Our biology, our biological makeup is from the same cells that animals are made of. This is an animal cell. You know what I'm saying? Animal cell. And we are mammals. That's the category that we fit in, is mammals. Okay? So this is an animal cell. Now we're talking about animal cells and talking about epigenetics. Where is the brain of the cell? Because this is a big misconception when we're talking about biology. And I'm going to show you that. See, hold on. There was a time, and I remember this personally, when to seek higher frequencies of information, especially to be living in the ghetto, especially to be looking the way I look, especially to be black, they like, oh, you acting white. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you acting, you know what I'm saying, bougie. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was a common conception. Like, this was like an attack on intellectualism. You know what I'm saying? And what we really need to know is ancient Africans had this information first. Ancient Africans had this information first. And I can show you that too. Just let me finish this right here. Somebody remind me to go into that. All right? Now, this is very important for us to understand this epigenetics. This is very, very important. Very important. All right? So, where is the brain of the cell? Somebody answer me that real quick in the chat. I'll give you like 1 minute and then I'm going to show you. Where is the brain of the cell? Where is the central nervous system? See, now first we need to understand that these eukaryotic cells, these cells that are making up our body, it's like trillions of cells, 4 to 5, 6 trillion cells. All of these cells is what makes us up. And every single cell has the same thing that you have. Like, you know how you watching TV, and if you get close enough to the TV, you see little squares, like it breaks down in the cells. It breaks down into little squares, little fragments, fractals of the big screen. Like, it'll break. Somebody gonna try this shit tonight. You're gonna get close to shit to your TV and try to see exactly what I'm saying. Be careful. But yes, it will break down. So each little cell is what makes up the whole. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said the membrane. That's good. Somebody's definitely up on epigenetics already. And I love that. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Excellent answer. Excellent answer. And we do have that on here. Yeah, the pixels. So the membrane, that's why it's called the brain. In old science, old biology, they would think that the nucleus, right? The nucleus was the brain, the control center. But in actuality, the nucleus is the reproductive center. No, the nucleus is the reproductive center. And I'm going to show you that. And right now we're on a cellular level. But we're going to extrapolate. This is the minute, but as above, so below. So just let me show you the below, and then we're going to get above. We're talking about epigenetics, so of course we're going above. All right? So somebody said the cell membrane. That's perfect. So we're going to go over cell function real quick. Not to get too deep, but we're going to touch a lot of this stuff, because a lot of it I left off of my chart. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel the need to put everything on there for this particular topic, but it's definitely more I could go into. You know, the ribosomes and the lysosomes, and like, it's a lot of shit in there when we're talking about cells, period. Like, it's a lot of stuff. But we're talking about epigenetics, so I'm going to keep it basic just so I can articulate this. You know what I'm saying? What is the nucleus job? Excellent question. The nucleus is the reproductive center. So when you think of reproductive center, you think of ovaries, you think of, semen, sperm, your scrotum. You think of that. Those reproductive cells, that fixes it builds up new cells. It builds up the cell. It actually makes new parts to build up the cell. It makes new parts that the cell is, to make. So the ribosomes, the ribosomes come out, and when the ribosomes come out, they attach to the Golgi body or the Golgi apparatus. You know what I'm saying? And from the Golgi apparatus and the endoplasmic reticulum, they create new parts that the cell uses to rebuild itself. Our cells rebuild themselves. They're designed to be self-sufficient. Our cells, each cell in our body is designed to rebuild itself. They rebuilding themselves. Eukaryotic cells, right? Our cells that make up our bodies have everything that we have. That's why I said I am a cell. That's why we say I love myself with a C, to remind us that we are a cell made out of cells, living off cells, living on a cell. The earth is a cell. You are a cell. So each cell in your body, there's trillions of them, 4, 5, 6 trillion cells that make up your whole body. Each cell has everything you have because you're made of eukaryotic cells, animal cells. Humans are animals. We're mammals. You know, not like who we are, but our biology is consistent with the same cells that make up all the animals. We are classified as mammals. Mammals are hair. You have hair. You produce milk, and you birth a child through your womb, not an egg outside of you. These are all classifications of a mammal because we're made of the same, biologically, we're made of the same eukaryotic cells as which those that we call animals are made out of. So that's what we are. Biologically, this is the biological application. We're not getting into spirituality just yet. Don't go too far getting psychology, spirituality, the soul. We're not going there yet. We're just talking about biology. Biologically, we're made of eukaryotic cells. Those eukaryotic cells have everything that you have right now. They have a reproductive system. They have a respiratory system, a central nervous system, an immune system, an excretory system. Look, let me show you. So the ribosome, see, the nucleus is the reproductive system. It holds the DNA. The DNA is what the body uses, what the cells use to reproduce themselves, to actually build up extra parts, to rebuild all of these extra cells, all of these extra organs. They're called organelles. Organelles. You have organs. The cells have organelles. The cell organelle just means tiny organ. These are tiny organs inside of each cell in your body. You got trillions. Listen to this. You got trillions of cells that make up your body. Each one of those cells is a little. It's like a little person. Like it's like a little you. You got like trillions of little yous inside of you that make up you. I am a cell living off cells. I am a cell made out of cell, living off cells, live on the cell, paid on my bell to get out of jail. My freedom paper, they can't. Yo, this shit is crazy. So, okay. Each organelle has a job. Just like all of your organs have a job. They have a function. They do things. The lysosome, let me show you. Well, this is not a, well, it's okay. This is a good illustration. The lysosome is analogous to your digestive system and your excretory system because the lysosomes, they grab hold of old DNA and old material, old genetic material that's no longer useful. They grab a hold of it and they break it down, they digest it. This is analogous to your excretory system, your lymphatic system. Like, that's what it does. It breaks it down. Then the mitochondria, right here, the mitochondria, those are the powerhouses of the cell. They power the cell. And your mitochondria is handed down from the mother. You know what I'm saying? That's the maternal, the maternal part of the cell. So this nucleus, right? The nucleus of the cell holds the genetic information that's used to reproduce the cell. It's the reproductive system. So the actual brain of the cell is not the nucleus. It's the cell membrane. That's why it's called the membrane. And we're talking about epigenetics. This is the genes. This is epi. This is above the genes. So this is saying influences come in to the gene. Whatever happens on the outside of the gene, the cell communicates. The ribosomes take and communicate with the nucleus to design which activity, which movement, which shape to produce, to rebuild whatever is needed to recover any of these organelles, to rebuild the function of the cell. right? So now extrapolate that. Extrapolate that. Let's extrapolate. This was the below. Let's look above. What this biology is saying, this new biology, well, it's not even that new, but epigenetics is saying is that your environment controls your behavior. Your environment controls your behavior. Your environment dictates how you act, how you think, how you move. Because you are a cell made out of cells, living off cells, live on a cell. I am a cell made out of cells, living off cells, live on a cell, paid on my bill to get out of jail. This is what's happening. So we are literally products of our environment. We are literally products of our environment. And we know this. We've been saying this for a long time, but not really understanding the science behind it. Now, mainstream science, biology, medicine understands this. They understand this. So it can, yes, that's exactly what happens. And you know this happens because, I don't know if you live where it's cold at or where it's warm at, but every wintertime you get lighter. Every wintertime you get lighter. Then every summertime, when the sun comes back, you get darker. Like this is just something that's subtle that you don't even know that you're doing, or you don't even realize it's happening until after the shit happens. You know what I'm saying? That's an easy one right there. But just being in, think of the environments that we live in. Yo, I'm in the ghetto right now. Like I'm in Philadelphia. You know, project's not too far from me. It's crazy, not too far from me. And me being in this environment, this makes me think a certain way. This makes me act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I travel and I go to other places, they know I'm not from around there just because the way I act, the way I talk. I walk around, I'm looking like, you know what I'm saying? Because me being in a stressful environment all the time, me being constantly worried all the time, that stress dictates to my cells how to act. What combination of A's, C's, T's, and G's to actually produce to rebuild what parts of my body is going to be needed. Like, all of this plays a major part on our function of how we think, how we act, how we feel. This is why it's important that we get the fuck out of here. Like, listen to what I'm saying. Mainstream science knows this. This is why our neighborhoods are structured the way they're structured. This is why our stores are structured the way they're structured. This is why the police is in our neighborhood without anybody calling them. They just sit there waiting. Because they know they have a job to do. This is their job. Because DNA holds our intelligence. Our intelligence is measured by our DNA. The trick is to get ourselves to damage our own DNA. So this makes the job easy for the colonizer. This makes the job easy for the lower self. There's so many words. The Tamu, you know what I'm saying? The Hyksos, the invaders. This makes the job easy because we're damaging our own selves. See, there was a time when liberation was getting away from the slave master, getting away from the whip, getting away from the dogs, getting away from the gates and the barbed wire fences, getting away from the plantation. But now, there's no barbed wires, there's no whip, there's no gates, no dogs to chase you. There's none of that. But we still, through inherited epigenetics, don't want to leave. Don't want to leave. And see, I touched on it just then, but I'm talking about inherited epigenetics now. Inherited epigenetics. The shit gets deeper. Inherited epigenetics says that the experiences that our parents had is passed down to us. This is why nobody gets sick anymore from polio or the yellow fever or all of these, because when our ancestors dealt with these illnesses, they built up immunities and passed them immunities through us. Through us. No, the DNA. Listen, stay with me real quick. Let me break this down for you. I'm sorry. The DNA is in the reproductive center. See, so what you're thinking about is this right here. When you think of DNA, this is what you think of, right? The double helix, right? And I know, because this is the illustration that's commonly paraded around. They want you to think DNA looks like this. But this strand is coiled up inside of here, inside of this nucleus. Even the nucleus has a nucleus membrane. But this strand is what's coiled up inside of here, right? And these are A, C, T's, and G's, different sequence of DNA, you know what I'm saying? And these sequences are read by the ribosomes. The ribosomes read the sequence, judging on what the nucleus is telling the rest of the cell to reproduce, to build up any part of the whole cell, any protein. See, the amino acids, and I should have drew this. The amino acids build proteins. The proteins build tissue. The amino acids build protein. The protein builds the cell. The cells build the tissue. The tissue build the organs. The organs combine to make organ systems. Those organ systems combine to make your organism. You see what I'm saying? So it all starts here. Well, actually, it starts here. It gets the signal. See, let me finish. I'm sorry. So this is the cytoplasm, and this is how this relates back to our brilliant ancestors, right? So the cytoplasm, that's this whole space right here where the organelles rest in. They rest in cytoplasm, and that's 50% water. 50% water. Now, people will tell you, oh, your body is made of 70% water. But where's this water? You think there's like a pocket of water in your body that's just chilling? Hell no. They're talking about the cytoplasm in each of the 4 trillion cells that's in your body. Each of those trillions of cells in your body is made of 50% water. That's called cytoplasm. This cytoplasm is important because it helps to transfer the information from the exterior to the interior of the cell. If it had not been for this water inside your cells, your cells wouldn't communicate correctly. They would not be able to communicate, therefore putting your body in a state of dis-ease. Dis-ease. This is why it's important to drink water, the right water. It's important to eat foods that have correct amount of liquids in them. We shouldn't be eating things like raisins, dehydrated shit. We should be hydrating our cells. Our cells need water. Our cells need to breathe. Respiratory system is in the mitochondria. The mitochondria actually breathes. Everything you do, your cells do. Every single thing that you do, your cells do. They have organelles. You have organs. Your cells have organelles. All right? So let me go. Because I was getting sidetracked. Okay, boom. So, inherited epigenetics. Let me touch on this real quick. Inherited epigenetics. So it's very, very important to understand this real quick. Understanding at least just the past 400 years. We're talking about Jim Crow laws. We're talking about civil rights. We're talking about the Ma'afa, slavery. That has an effect on our epigenetics, especially our inherited epigenetics. Our inherited epigenetics. See, a lot of us, our epigenetics had broken free of this period of time in which I'm talking about. So we don't understand Jim Crow laws. We don't understand slavery. We don't fully comprehend these things because our epigenetics have broken free of this on a conscious level. But on a subconscious level, we're still playing out these tags that's left in our epigenetics because we're still in the same environment. The environment dictates your behavior. The environment. All right, so look, I'm going to show you a movie clip real quick just to bring this to reality real quick because I want you to understand to the best of my ability. Especially when you go back later and you're looking at this and you're like, what was this nigga talking about? I'm going to show you. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to show you. I got some time. All right? So there was a movie. It came out in the 80s, like in 83. And it was based in Philadelphia, too. And they touched on epigenetics. I'm not even sure if they were aware that they did. But what they did was there was a movie starring Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy was in it. Dan Aykroyd was in it. Donna Michi was in it. Jamie Lee Curtis was in it. Estevan was in it. It's a couple people that was in it. You know what I'm saying? If you're astute, if you're a movie person, you understand what I'm talking about. But if you're not, I'm going to show you the clip anyway. So in this movie, what they did was an epigenetic experiment. So it was these older white fellas, and they was working in Wall Street. They had an investment firm, and they made a wager for $1. Damn, somebody called it Trading Places. You good. You talk movie, huh? I talk movie all the time. You talk movie too, huh? I gotta watch it. I told you some ringers in here. So they made a bet for $1. They said we can take our brightest star, in our trading firm, in our investment firm, and put him in the ghetto. And because of his genetics, because of his upbringing, because of his family lineage, he will rise to the top, even being in the bottom. And then we'll take somebody from the bottom, from the gutter, from the ghetto, and put him into that same seat and be a trader in our investment firm. And he will not succeed because his genes come from the bottom. His genetics come from the bottom. So what they didn't realize what they did was they changed the epigenetic pattern. They changed the environment. Your environment controls your behavior. Your environment influences every cell in your body, every 4 trillion U's. Your environment, and this shit was crazy. This came out in 83. We still running late on this. So what they found out was the exact opposite of what they thought was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It was the exact opposite of what they thought was going to happen. The person that came from the bottom and was placed into an environment, that wasn't filled with foolishness, he succeeded even more greatly than the person that was there before him. And then the person that they took from that comfy position and put in the ghetto went down the drain. He was on drugs. He was trying to kill himself. He was trying to kill people. He was totally shot out. And this was a good experiment on epigenetics.
I know who you really are.
I'm going to show you this movie clip. Oh, let me turn this light out and make it gangster.
Most absurd nightmare. I was poor and none like me.
I know what you're thinking. You see Paul getting back? We can make it, baby!
Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy are trading places.
Oh, help! Help! Hey, I don't want your bag, man. Help! 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 Help!
I'll bet that man could run our company as well as your young Winthorpe.
Are we talking about a wager, Randolph?
Is there a problem, officer?
Oh, Winthorpe. I'm glad your parents are not alive to see this.
Wait, now this is totally preposterous. I'm not a thief.
Here we are. William.
Take off your clothes.
You are making a career decision here.
Take off your clothes.
Did you hear what this man said to me? I have witnesses. This man is physically threatening me.
Hey, Randy, Forte, this is nice. I like this.
We are commodities brokers, William. Commodities are agricultural products, like wheat, which is used to make bread, pork bellies, which is used to make bacon, which you might find in a bacon and lettuce and tomato sandwich.
I'm considering going long on April wheat. What do you think, Valentine?
Freeze, slimeball!
Moi?
Put that gun away at once, Winthorpe. You lost your mind?
Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy. They're not just getting rich, they're getting even.
Do you have any better ideas?
Yeah, it occurs to me that the best way to hurt rich people is by turning them into poor people.
Dan Aykroyd. Eddie Murphy.
Boom. So look,
Ralph Bellamy.
you got some time and you chilling, go watch this movie. Go watch that movie and it'll blow your mind, especially now understanding epigenetics and how your environment influences your behavior on a cellular level. Like, you don't even understand. Like, this is not even something you can consciously block out. This is something that attacks your subconscious. This is something that's interacting with your body, whether you know it or not, whether you want it to or not. This is why us being in a proper, nourishing environment does so much good for us. Does so much good for us. So what is the use of, you living in Babylon, but you eating healthy, you drinking the right water? All of that's doing is making your body more the conduit, the cytoplasm is more, it transfers that information better. You're making it better for the shit to influence you on a cellular level. What the fuck? Like, you can't win for losing in this motherfucker. Like, and it's crazy because nobody's going to give you this shit. Nobody's going to tell you this. Not no political candidate, not no fucking party, not no goddamn church, not nobody. They're not going to tell you this shit. They're not going to tell you this. Now, when we're talking about cytoplasm, what about thoughts? Because they have effect on water. Listen, that you're helping me out. Yeah, you're helping me out. Yes, water. When we talk about water, your cells is based off cytoplasm, which is 50% water. And if we're talking about water, we're talking about hydrogen and oxygen. We're talking about hydrogen. Hydrogen is the number one. It's the first element on the periodic table of elements. The periodic tables of elements is where we get chemistry. Chemistry came from Kemet. Kemet gave us chemistry. Chemistry came from Kemet. Chemistry means, chem means black, mystery means magic. So we're talking about chemistry. We're talking about Kemet. We're talking about your ancestors. This information we already fucking knew. That's why we've been saying we are a product of our environment. This is why we've been saying, like, we've been on this. But we understood the metaphysics, but we didn't quite get the details of it. We didn't quite get the details. We understood the metaphysical application, but we didn't quite understand the details. This is why a lot of us get money and become so-called successful, and we move out of the ghetto. But the problem is we move out of the frying pan into the fucking fire because we move to the suburbs and get totally whitewashed, totally Negro-peonized. You see what I'm saying? And, it's a step. It's a step. But what we're doing now is we're righting that wrong. We're changing that behavior. We're equatorial people. You see what I'm saying? To be in between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn puts you where the sun is directly overhead. If you didn't know, the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn are the direct north of the equator and the direct south of the equator. And in this zone, this is where the sun is completely overhead. Let me draw a diagram for you real quick. Let me draw something for you real quick. Just so I can show you this, because somebody asked me this shit earlier. Hold on, watch this. Watch this. Okay. So, and this shit is heavy. Okay, so let's say this is the United States. And I know, don't get on me for the design, for the shape. I'm just, freestyling this real quick. Okay. This is the United States. This is South America. Alright? And this is, let's say this is Africa. Alkebulan, whatever you want to call it. Right? And this is actually kind of connected, but this is Europe and Asia, Eurasia, right? This is Antarctica down here, right? Then this is Australia, right here, right? And then we had a couple islands over here, what I'm saying? A couple islands over here. A couple islands over here. All right, cool. Boom. So that's basic right there. Now, any country in Africa is between those zones. Yeah, listen. I'm going to show you. So this would be the equator right here. Okay? Then this will be the Tropic of Capricorn. And this will be the Tropic of Cancer. See what I'm saying? So this is Cancer. And this is Capricorn. I done fucked that all up. That's cool though. You understand what I'm saying? So this is Cancer, this is Capricorn, and this is the equator. Alright? Now the sun moves on its ecliptic right here. So in this zone is where the most organisms are. By organisms, I mean the most diversity in organism. The most diversity. So we're talking about polymorphisms, right? The most polymorphisms were made in this zone. The most genetic variation in human beings were made in this zone. The most plants are made in this zone. That's because this is the energy of the sun. The sun. Right? The sun. The sun is over 90% hydrogen. Hydrogen. When we think of the sun, we think of the sun a big ball of fire. Actually, it's a big ball of water. You see what I'm saying? So with this being 90% hydrogen, and hydrogen is the number one element on the periodic table of elements. This is why our ancestors, the ancient Kemites, said they were children of the sun. Children of the sun. Because our bodies are made out of cells. And those cells, fundamental basis is the cytoplasm, which is made off of what? Hydrogen. 50% water. Hydrogen. Hydrogen. Hydrogen, or Afrocrogen, to be Gagutian. Afrocrogen. So we need to be in the best place for our chemistry. That's why they use chemicals to offset our chemistry. They use chemicals to offset our chemistry. You see what I'm saying? Yo, shit is heavy. Shit is heavy. Heavy. So we need to really think about this. We're in the position right now. Like we can literally change the world. We can change. Listen, the Lords are back. Here come the Lords. Here come the Lords. Right now. Here come the Lords. Here we come. Right now. Like, we have the ability to turn the table over and fuck the whole game up right now. They think we still sleeping. They think the majority of us are still sleeping. Let me not. Did you hear Kanye West album? Kanye. I don't call him Kanye no more. I call him Kanye. Goddamn Kanye West. They all talking about God like God is something outside of us. They're talking about Jesus like this was a person that lived and died for your fucking sins and you need Jesus to go. Listen, all of that is some bullshit. All of that is some bullshit. It's made to keep you stuck right here where you at. It's made to keep you stuck right here where you at. Fucking Kanye. Kanye ain't shit. If anybody trying to get you to listen to that shit, man, listen. Understand epigenetics and what that means. That means anything you allow into your being to exchange energy with your cells is making an impression on you. It's making an impression on your behavior, on your thoughts, how you think, how you behave. And you can't even fucking help it. The only thing we can do is do a preemptive measure. Get the fuck away. Get the fuck away. Like real shit. Don't listen, tune shit out, and get away. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what's even crazier? Even though I'm where I'm at, yo, I raise my vibration so high, foolishness don't come nowhere near me. You see what I'm saying? Don't come nowhere near me, dog. Like, they know. They know when they see me. They know when they see me who I am. They know when they see me what the fuck is going on. You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand we're in a position right now to change everything. We could literally solve all of our problems. You know, and Malcolm X talked about this a long time ago. He said the slave Negro and the house Negro. The field Negro and the house Negro. He said the field Negro came to the house Negro like, let's leave. Like, come on, let's get out of here. The house Negro was so comfortable with his enslavement. He said, where am I go to get a better job than this? Where am I go to get a better clothes than this, a better meal than this? Master take good care of us. And that's the same dynamic that we see today. We telling people, oh, we gotta leave. We gotta leave here. It's much better if we go to, you know, it's much better if we get out. Get out of this city. Get out of this country. Get out. And they like, what? Nigga, you crazy. Where am I going to get a better job than this? To get better clothes than this? Huh? That's right. Man, we sick? We sick? Listen, we're suffering from the same problems because we've been handed that information down through inherited epigenetics. Let me show you that real quick. Inherited epigenetics. This is a whole nother twist. And I got something else I wanted. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Inherited epigenetics. And I do this way so I can show you, you know what I'm saying, breadcrumbs that you can go and look on your own, you know what I'm saying, because you might see something that I don't see, so you could go and check it out on your own and actually see what I'm looking at, and then you could do your own thing, you know what I'm saying? So look, inherited epigenetics, transgenerational epigenetic inheritance. Transgenerational epigenetic inheritance is the transmission of epigenetic markers from one organism to the next that affects the traits of the offspring without alteration of the primary structure of DNA. In other words, epigenetically, listen, let me read that again, man, because y'all think this shit a game. Listen, transgenerational epigenetic inheritance is the transmission of epigenetic markers from one organism, that's a person, an organism, that's made of organs, that's made of cells, that's an organism. Transgenerational epigenetic inheritance is the transmission of epigenetic markers from one organism to the next that affects the traits of offspring without alteration of the primary structure of DNA. What? This means you can look at the DNA and not even notice that this motherfucker been affected by this shit. Like, you cannot even notice. You won't even notice that the child been affected by some silly shit you done been through, but they'll inherit that trait. That's why we got so many crazy motherfuckers. Like, yo, think about it. Our ancestors been through some of the worst shit any group of people ever been through. Look. Let me show you. God damn it. Let me show you real quick. Yo, like, this shit is crazy. Like, when you put these pieces together, this shit is heavy. So look, I'm going to show you something. This is from a book. This book is called Without Sanctuary. Without Sanctuary, a lynching photography in America. Without Sanctuary, lynching photography in America. This is a catalog of lynching photography. They actually took pictures of this shit. Let me show you. Hung a little boy. Oh, look, they got little children out here watching it. Look, he got a smile on his face. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. See, there are people hanging off the bridge. They didn't kill. Look at all these people up there just watching and taking pictures. They would use these pictures for postcards and memorabilia. Yeah, they used to sell the body parts. That's right. Oh, there's much more. There's over 4,000 documented pictures and everything right outside the church. Right outside the church. They look like a father with his children. They killed all of them. They done burnt this man all up. They don't have the PDF available of this book, but you could definitely buy it. It's only like, I forgot how much it costs, but we could look it up again. No, this is called Without Sanctuary. Look, postcards. They made postcards out of these pictures. Look at the crowds. Like, look at their faces right there. They're smiling. Those are smiles. This is what they did for fun. Yes. 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 This is what they did for fun. These are real pictures. It's not an image somebody made up. They were smiling. Look at the little girl. Look at her face. Now, knowing what we know about inherited epigenetics and knowing what we know about this, what do you think is the impact that made on us? And people like, oh, well, why black people can't get it right and why black people still... Are you fucking kidding me? The people who say this type of shit have no idea about epigenetics, have no concept of inherited epigenetics. And furthermore, think about the epigenetics of the people who were committing these atrocities. Think about their epigenetic inheritance. This is why they feel so empowered to so-called police the whole fucking world. This is why they feel so empowered to shoot and kill people who look like me. This is why they feel so empowered to not even enforce justice upon people who look like them that do things like that to people who look like me. It's because their inherited epigenetics is from the other side of the hangman's noose. It's from the other side of the whip. It's from the other side of that fucking tree that strange fruit. You know what I'm saying? It's from the other side. So we've all been dealt with this hand, this biology, this inherited epigenetics, these epigenetic tags, these behaviors. It got to change. We now have the ability, understanding all of this, to make that change. It's up to us. We are the leaders of the new school. Literally. It's us. Who that? We that. It's up to us. You see what I'm saying? So I don't let my daughter watch everything everybody else let their children watch. I don't have my children around things everybody else think that shit is fucking cute. I don't do that because I understand epigenetics. I understand inherited epigenetics. I understand that these things are something that we have to control. And the only way that we gain control is we have to consciously make the decision to get the fuck away from this shit. That's the only way it's going to happen. That's the only way it's going to happen. People focused on, I'm going to just stay in Babylon and eat all organic shit and drink alkaline waters. Motherfucker, do you realize the shit that's being done? Do you fucking realize this shit? Hell no. Listen, it's in our power right now to lead by example. To lead by example. The only way we can do this is through reprogramming our subconscious mind, protecting it, and protecting our inherited epigenetics. Everything that we do and we go through, we pass this to our children. Everything that we do, we go through, we pass this to our children, our future generations, our future self. Our future self. You see what I'm saying? That's right. You can't heal in the place that caused the trauma. That's right. That's right. Understanding these sciences, understanding these developments fully, not just on a metaphysical level, but actually having the details makes a world of difference. For me, it does. Some people don't need that much, but for me, it definitely does. You know what I'm saying? So, understanding how the cells work, the cell membrane, the nucleus, the Golgi apparatus, the mitochondria, the lysosomes, the cilia, the nucleolus, all of that is cute. But when we extrapolate that and we realize what we're doing to ourselves, and this is why astrology is important, because astrology is like the epigenetics of psychology. Woo! Because we're going above the influence. We're going above. So if we extrapolate it from a cellular level to get to our organism, extrapolate even further, we're going to our astrological programming. Our astrological programming dictates how we behave. Ooh, oh, this is heavy. Now we're about to get deep. Our astrological programming dictates our behavior. You know goddamn well I ain't lying. Damn Cancer is extra sensitive, and when they get mad, the motherfuckers will burn everything. They will fuck. This is real rap. You know I ain't lying. Goddamn Taurus is stubborn as hell. This is your astrological programming. Further influences, this is like the epigenetics of psychology. But it's missing. Nobody is really teaching it. We got a few people that's out here teaching it. Carbonation teaches it. There's a very tiny few amount of people who actually go into this. But it's actually the missing piece. This is why, our ancestors were some of the most healthiest and longest lasting civilizations on earth. It's because they understood this. The children of the sun. They understood this. They understood this. Now it's time for us to pick up that ankh and walk with it. You see what I'm saying? This is why nobody wants to give you real black history. They don't want to. They give you a struggle history. They already start your black history from you being fucked up because they know that influences your epigenetics. They know that that's influencing your epigenetics. That's traveling through your cytoplasm, through your nucleus, and creating some deformed, nut-ass, mutant-ass protein that's going to come out and make you docile in a motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But listen, you're correct. You're correct. But that's not our problem. Our problem is our insecurities. Our problem is our understanding of our place in the universe in this space and time. In this space and time, we have everything we need to solve every problem that we have. We have everything. We have all the tools right now. Like I was talking to somebody else the other day, and they were talking about melanin and what melanin does. And it's a living chemical compound that synthesizes the sun and transforms that information and evenly disperses it throughout our bodies and influences how our bodies grow. It lays out the blueprint for matter to form and bind to. I'm like, yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. But just because we're just now coming into this understanding of melanin and what melanin does, that don't mean melanin is new. Melanin been here. It been here functioning as it does that we've realized right now. It been binding to matter and giving matter a physical blueprint to lay down. It been doing all of these mesmerizing things. It been synthesizing energy from the sun and evenly dispersing it throughout our bodies. We're just now realizing it. And up until now, when we realize it, we've been playing the part of a goddamn slave. We've been playing the part as a janitor, a bus driver, a drug dealer, a real nigga, a thug, a bitch, a bad bitch, all these silly titles. We've been playing the part of that. But truly, the highest vibration of who we are is God in the fucking flesh. That's the highest vibration of who we are. So why the fuck are we still playing this role of thugs and real niggas and bad bitches and fucking waiters and janitors and all this silly shit? Why are we still doing this shit? Why are we still subjecting ourselves to the low vibration of life? Why are we still doing this? It's because we've been damaged epigenetically through our inherited epigenetics. Our father was this. Our father's father did this. Our father's father's father did this. But now we have the power to change that. We have the power not to only change that with us, but to change that with future generations. Through inherited epigenetics, our children's children will receive these same epigenetic markers in their DNA, in the nucleus of their cell, and pass that to their children. The power that we have, the ability to change the world right now is unprecedented. It's unfucking precedented. And then, I'm thinking about this next year. We're coming into 2020. Yo, I want a 2020 baby. I want to make a baby next year, 2020, in the tropics. I want to be correctly where I need to be in space and time and tear that ass up. Not like that, but like that. You see what I'm saying? Because I understand through my epigenetics what I'll hand to that child. And when this child come out, think of the future generations that we're going to bring into this world. These some of the most powerful motherfuckers to ever be here. They will be walking geniuses soon as they come out. This shit is powerful. It's powerful. But look, I'm about to sign out because I got to fall back just a little bit. I got to turn this shit down because I got to go to sleep. My melatonin is kicking in, but I promised I promised somebody I was going to get this download on epigenetics. So I did that. I'm glad for everybody that's here to tune in. If you have any questions, you want to say anything to me, reach out and, we can collaborate. Because still sharp and still. You know what I'm saying? This is your brother, and I love you because I love myself. Peace.